bad enough that CNN has become a mouthpiece of the Democrat Party that allows Chris Cuomo to go on and interview his brother, Governor Andrew Cuomo, in these transparent state propaganda segments, but now this clown is actively making light of the situation in New York, the hardest hit state in the country. It's made even worse by the fact that both of these schmucks spend a lot of time lecturing everyone else about wearing masks while they themselves don't wear masks, adhering to quarantines, which Chris Cuomo doesn't do, and not to take hydrochloroquine because it's not scientific, while he himself promotes non-FDA approved drugs. We'll get back to that. Sorry for the interruption, but just give me 30 seconds to tell you about this deal from this episode's sponsor. Let me show you all one of the things that's helping me to look better and feel great. In the year 2020, it's important to keep your body healthy all the time. Collagen may be the closest thing that we ever get to a real fountain of youth, and many health experts now agree consuming collagen is as crucial as it gets to renewing and revitalizing how you look and feel. After all, collagen is the most abundant protein in your body and is essentially the glue that holds you together. So visit my page at www.healthwithdronetek.com and secure your supply of the best collagen on the market.
And that's what, you know what, I understand. This is the normal swab I'm holding up here now, and for everybody at home. A very valuable object. There's only one company in the entire country that makes these up in Maine. All right, here's the swab. Is it true that this was the swab that the nurse was actually using on you, and that at first it went into your nose and disappeared, so that in scale, this was the actual swab that was being used to fit up that double-barrel shotgun that you have mounted on the front of your pretty face?
Journalism.
What the hell is this? These are the same people constantly lecturing Trump that he's not taking this outbreak serious enough. While this clown uses props from Party City in a goofy segment meant to draw attention away from the horrible job that Andrew Cuomo is actually doing in New York. All Chris Cuomo does every day is focus blame for coronavirus deaths onto Trump and distract attention away from the fact that most of the death from coronavirus in this country comes from New York. And in particular, nursing homes that Andrew Cuomo forced COVID patients into, while also denying them access to the state supply of PPE.
The ownership of the nursing facility. No, they're not a state-run entity. That's what I'm trying to say. But again, it's not our job.
Chris Cuomo, CNN, and indeed the rest of the media don't want to cover the bipartisan calls to investigate the disastrous response by governors in both New York and New Jersey.
Tonight, legislators are calling for independent investigations into nursing home policies in New York and New Jersey. Critics say actions by the Democrat governors in both states may have cost many people their lives.
Today, Governor Cuomo deflected blame to President Trump.
It hasn't been uniform across the country. Much of that death, I should say, has happened in New York City. Is Governor Cuomo remains remarkably popular among his constituents when the death outcome in his state has been just eye-popping. That's the thing that I find really tough to explain.
Is it really that hard to explain? The media, in large part, is basically just an arm of the Democrat Party. And guess where they're all based? New York. Andrew Cuomo is a Democrat. And not just any Democrat, but a Democrat that many in the media wanted to run for president and have been portraying as acting more presidential than Trump. This is literally always the case in the media. That's why Chris Cuomo can break his own quarantine and then produce a propaganda piece showing him emerging from his basement when everybody knows he's already broken his quarantine, and then receives no backlash whatsoever from the media. That's why Chris Cuomo can attack Trump every day for taking hydrochloroquine, while he himself takes non-FDA approved drugs and receives no backlash.
And you had Chris Cuomo saying the president knows that hydroxychloroquine is not supported by science. He knows it has been flagged by his own people, and he's using it. Well, Cuomo mocked the president for this. And interestingly, I found this out just before coming here. Hydroxychloroquine, of course, is an FDA-approved medication with a long proven track record for safety, and it turns out that Chris Cuomo took a less safe version of it called quinine, which the FDA removed from the market in 2006 because of its serious side effects, including death. So really interesting to have that criticism of the president. And on that note to Chris Cuomo, I'd like to redirect him to his brother, the governor of New York, Governor Cuomo, who has several on-the-record statements about hydroxychloroquine, saying, I'm an optimist, I'm hopeful about the drug, and that's why we'll try it here in New York as soon as we get it.
And in fact, his brother, Governor Andrew Cuomo, has made many supportive statements about hydrochloroquine in the past, but again, without any of the backlash. Here's another little interesting tidbit of information concerning the media's hypocritical coverage of hydrochloroquine and people who have supported its use. You may have seen them touting this new White House whistleblower, Rick Bright. At first, he was claiming that he was ousted because he, quote, resisted efforts to promote the unproven drug chloroquine. However, you might notice in more recent stories that they're not talking about that anymore. This is because of the reporting from Politico, a left-leaning news site, which found people working within the HHS who had been trying to acquire the drug and had worked with Rick Bright. They claim that it was a surprise to them that he was against the use of chloroquine, seeing as how he was so supportive of the acquisition. Another HHS official said that it was actually Bright who requested an emergency use of authorization from the Food and Drug Administration for donations of chloroquine. Basically, this whistleblower is a liar. So just keep all of that in mind when the media starts parading this guy around in the next impeachment hoax. Now, I'm not endorsing the use of this drug one way or the other. I simply don't have enough knowledge of it to say anything either way. But the media is clearly covering this topic in a purely partisan fashion. Trump was prescribed this drug from his doctor. Simple as that. I don't have any doubt, and you don't have any doubt, that if Trump came out against this drug, suddenly they would all be for it. That's all for this episode. Please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so on one of these platforms. You can find all the links in the description and pinned comment. Thanks for watching. Keep coming back.